Okay. So I wanted to discuss some bikini prep with you, Sandra, because you were the one who actually inspired me to get into bikini fitness. So when did you start your bikini journey?
My bikini journey started in 2017, and it was really just supposed to be like a one-off, like, let me see what this is, like, what is, this sparkly bikini thing, getting up on a stage. I really had not really much of a clue what it was at that point. I had, for many years, done CrossFit and competed, and I ended up with a back injury that kind of put me off where I couldn't do CrossFit for some time. So, because I always like to work towards a goal, I was asking myself, okay, what is the another goal that I can work towards? And I remember I had a friend, actually, her name is Darlene Adamusic, and she's a vegan athlete, but she used to compete for back then Team Edge. And I started thinking like, well, maybe I should do like a bikini bodybuilding competition. And I contacted Team Edge, got a program. I think it was like a 12-week prep. That was my very first prep coming out of CrossFit. And I was totally green. I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
That's so awesome.
And it was so different from CrossFit, because CrossFit is all about like you one rep max, and you're looking at how much can you increase your Olympic lifts every week. And here was really just all about how you look, how much can I get my shoulders to grow and get my glutes. It was a different focus. It wasn't on performance anymore. It was aesthetics. So first I was like, oh my gosh, like these workouts are so boring. Like, like I don't know if I can keep doing this. And but with time, and as I kept doing it, and as I was getting more creative with it, I was like, you know what? I kind of enjoy this. Like I'm having a great time.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so I did my very first competition, 12 weeks. It was muscle contest at the I think it's is it called a veterans place in Culver City?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you ever compete there, or I can't remember?
No, I was
No,
just watching
you did the
you.
one in Anaheim. Yeah.
Yeah. No, actually not. Riverside.
Is that what?
Riverside? That's where I did my.
Riverside. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was
So,
watching you 2019, I think, at the place in Culver City.
oh yeah, yeah, because they do a lot of competitions there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did my very first competition at this place, and I did really well. Like I'm like, I don't even know. I didn't know what it meant with a first call out. I didn't know what like positioning.
You're
I
like,
had no idea. So I wasn't even nervous actually getting out on stage because I had no idea whatsoever.
yeah.
I had friends watching me. Actually, some of my clients came to watch me in the audience, and people were informing them, like, yeah, she's doing really good. She's winning this. So I competed in open. I competed in, novice. I think it was just open and novice. And I think masters as well. No, I did masters, open, novice, and masters, 35 at the time. And I'm trying to think here. For novice, I took first place. For open, I think I took second. This is 2017. Masters, I took first. I went on to
That's amazing.
compete. I know. I mean, this is my first
Yeah.
competition. I have no
You're like,
idea.
whoa.
and and then for masters, I'm trying to think with novice. I think I did overall. I must have done if I had placed first, but I know masters was the big win because I went on to overall. I won the overall. So remind you, this is my first competition. I have no
That's
idea what's
awesome.
going on. And if you ever been to muscle contest, they have that do 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 like the like big sounds, and I was like, it's a big like EDM party.
Yeah.
Um, so I walked home with a lot of medals and a big sword. And
Awesome.
so after that, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm pretty good at this. So I'm going to keep going. And that's how my bikini bodybuilding career started.
absolutely love that. And I think that was around the time when I actually, so when you stopped doing CrossFit, that's when it wasn't when I started, but it was when I started at Paradiso CrossFit, where you used to work out. Because I remember people telling me, like, oh, do you know this Swedish girl, Sandra? And I was like, no, I don't know all Swedish girls just because I'm Swedish as well. But I think that was around the same time because I'm pretty sure I started to work out down there in 2017. And then we met in July at the 4th of July competition, like CrossFit competition.
That we met, you mean?
Yeah, that was like the first time I actually met you. When was the one in the competition you did? What time, like during the year? Do you remember?
My very first competition?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that was in June. I want to say it was probably June of 2017. I'm pretty sure.
So maybe I met you right after your first bodybuilding or bikini competition then.
It could have been, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, such a long time ago. And then when did you, because you did Olympic lifting, I think for quite some time
Yeah.
then, right?
I
And when did you actually get into like but when did you I forgot his name, but your first coach, like when did you actually get into it and
Super. Mike Super Sable. And
yeah.
yeah, I started with him in the end of January 2019. Because
Okay.
2018, I was doing the Terminator movie and got inspired by Arnold, I guess, and you, of course.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
But like that was probably what like got me even more like, okay, let's try this thing. So yeah, I started in January 2019, and then I competed June 2019, and that was in Riverside, the NPC West Coast Classic. And that was
Yeah.
thanks to you because I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't because I was I was only gonna compete in figure, and then I saw you a couple like it was like 2 weeks before we were gonna compete, and you were like, you have to do bikini
Yeah.
as well. What was
Yeah.
like? I don't think we have ever discussed this, but what was the? Because I don't know why we had not hung out that much, but what was your thoughts when you saw me? Why did you like? Yeah, why bikini as well?
Well, start off, it was obvious that you needed to be in bikini. And why I felt that way is you had like just the perfect symmetry, what they're looking for in a bikini. You weren't, even though I know you were training for a figure, but you still didn't have that huge muscle development that figure requires. And and then you just had like the perfect glutes. Like you have like the ideal like bikini glutes that everyone is striving for. And I know you work for them, but a lot of it is genetics too. Let's just face it, like a lot of these, bikini and all these different categories, genetic is huge. So and so I think with your body you had the just a perfect symmetry, narrow waist, not too muscular, and then your glutes were, obviously you had the ham tie insertion, like it was just perfect, so I already saw you, like I think before you even saw it, I saw you on stage, like just as number one. Like, not that I am a judge, but I've seen enough bikini winners and bikini pros, what they look like, to know that you had exactly what it takes to be a very successful bikini competitor. And and even more so like than me, even though I have like I build muscle really fast, but my symmetry is genetically, I have to really work for it. Like for me, it's like a lot of work to make sure that my arms doesn't get too big, and I really have to work for my glutes and lower body because genetically I'm just not there. You already had that like to begin with. So for you, you just need to like fine tune things. You know what I mean? Like and maybe shed some body fat so we can just see your muscles. Like it's, I know you work hard, but you're born to be a bikini model. Like you have the typical body that suits and fits right in with bikini competitors.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I really remember when you told me that I was gonna win, and I was like, oh my God. This, I don't know. I was so overwhelmed, and then I did. So I'm so thankful. It's all thanks to you, because I would not have like considered it, which was weird because looking back, I'm like, as you say, I was not muscular enough for figure, and I'm happy that I did not like work towards that, because I rather like be a bikini athlete than a figure athlete. So
yeah, I mean, could you get the muscle for a figure? Of course you could, and it's just kind of like a preference too, like I think, I don't know, I know why I like bikini. I like the posing. I feel like it's very feminine, and so like that was like a choice for me. But I don't know, for you, did you feel like that you resonated more with just maybe the training and posing more so with bikini as well, and the look? Or like, how do you feel about the difference of figure versus bikini?
Yeah, I do feel like I can really like, I like the training more. I like the posing, as you say, way more, because the posing in figure is just like not as fun, because in bikini you can actually be a little bit more like, it's more like fluent, and you get to like be a little bit more like kind of like, I don't know, flirty on stage maybe. And it just feels more fun to be up there and do that posing. And yeah, and I like the way I can sculpt my body when I do bikini. That's like the way I do want to look.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then how, like, so now for like you've done, it's really, I mean, you're a newbie, but you've done so well. I mean, right away, like and same thing for you. You kind of had like that like fairy tale story with your first competition where you placed
really
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yours.
And yeah, and you also went up against really hard competition in your first one, like, because it's one thing to say, like, with my competition back then I didn't know anything, but not to say that I don't want to, not putting anyone down, but if you look at the lineup of women and the level of competition, sometimes it's a little higher, where everyone just looks incredible. And then obviously it's really hard. And then sometimes you're up against maybe not so well trained athletes. And then obviously it's easier to win. But for your competition, your very first one, you were up against like some really amazing looking athletes. So for you to take, first place and then moving on to overall, I believe you placed second there, right?
Yeah.
And the overall, yeah, which is like incredible, because the athletes that were competing there all looked incredible. So, so again, you had that story where like you did so well. This was in bikini. I'm trying.
Say that again, Sandra. I missed you for a second.
Yeah, I think I lost you too. Now I'm saying, like, you did well in a figure as well. I don't quite remember
Yeah, I
what you
placed
placed,
third,
but which is also, which is like, how crazy is that? Figure and bikini in the same competition. Like, who does that? Like, wow.
It was really
so
crazy.
cool.
But it was a little bit like the same feeling as you had, like doing your first show. I didn't really know what I was up for either, because I was like, I didn't know what to expect or what was gonna happen really. Like, I mean, luckily I had you who actually taught me the posing in 2 weeks for you, and you helped me like during the day, and you helped me like explain how the day would go. And but like I did not really know either what to expect, or like, yeah, everything was so new that time. So I was more like so shocked and surprised that I actually won like both open novice and true novice. So
Yeah,
it was interesting.
incredible.
But so wait, let's back it up a little bit more. And I want to hear. So you competed your first time in 2017, and then when was your second show?
I think I did so many actually in the beginning. I don't remember exactly how much longer afterwards that was. I think it might have been like 2 or 3 months later that I did my second one. I want to say it was in San Diego. Also muscle contest. And yeah, no, I don't know, for some reason I feel like it's almost like a blur. Like it's been so long ago. But like if I look at and what stood out from every competition, I think I've done a total of like 6 competitions, 7 maybe. Um and in every competition I always learned something new about my body, how it reacts. And actually every prep was almost different. I don't think I've ever had the same prep ever. But everything from experimenting, having, even though I have a lot of hair, but everything from putting in extensions to not having extensions, what I learned from, I like having extensions, and it just brings more volume to my hair. I've gone through 2 different bikinis, but then I just kind of stuck to one bikini. Some people think they have to buy a new bikini for every competition. And that's more so for you to feel good about yourself, but the judges are not going to remember what you had on your last competition.
Do you have now
So,
purple?
I have purple.
Yeah.
It's by Team Edge. I really like, I know, there's many brands out there, but that one sits really well on me, and I like the cut, I like the color. But yeah, and then with the tanning, you learn as you go. Like something I mentioned to you too, like maybe if you're really pale, do a layer before, go and spray tan yourself, wash it off before you go your second and third layer with your competition provider. It just sticks better. Yeah, you're doing it this time.
Yeah,
You got the.
So I'm doing one
Okay,
Friday, good. And then Friday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday morning.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. And the reason, what I told Josefine about that is it was actually something the tanning place told me. Like if you're really pale for whatever reason, it just works. But the tanning that you do the second and third time is just going to stick better to your skin. And if something comes off a little bit, at least you're not completely white underneath. Yeah, so it's always a good idea to do a layer. Either you buy like the one you mush on yourself, or you go to spray tan saloon, then wash it off the next day, and then you get that first layer from your competition event. I know I kind of just jumped on topic here, but
yeah, no, that's fine. Have you tried the one you do yourself?
I have, and I haven't done it for competitions. I think I went into, because the last time I competed, that's when they told me about that. But what happened was, the reason why I had 3 layers was because I had to, when I came in, the first layer didn't work out so well because I still had like, I think, lotion on my skin. So they told me, go back home, take a shower, come back in, we'll spray you again. So it was almost like I had a layer, even though it wasn't perfect. I scrubbed my body. I still had like a first layer, tan. And then the second and third layer looked so good on me compared to all other competitions. So that's kind of, it was like by error that I did 3 layers. But then they also told me like, it's a good thing if you get a first layer before. But I have used Pro Tans, and I'm not sponsored by them by any means. I just use them. Their product is good. So I have used theirs for photo shoots, just to get like a base layer tan if I don't want to go to like a sun tanning salon.
That's awesome. And what about food and cardio and training? Let's talk a little bit more about that. So let's start with food, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It has progressed and it has changed. I mean, I did like the old traditional bodybuilding style in my very first, I think it was 3 preps, which was the tilapia, the asparagus, the like
Yeah.
dehydration, like where you fill up with water and then like dehydrate you, like take the water pills. Like I've done that, and it worked for those competitions. But now looking back at it, because I stopped doing that when I switched my coach. I looked good, but now looking back at the pictures, I looked really flat, because when you do a lot of that dehydration, like for me, good. But in my most recent competitions with my later coach, Paul Revelia, Team Pro Physique, and I don't know how many is familiar with him, but he's pretty big. He has a huge YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Follow him if you don't. But it was really much like eat and drink and lots of carbohydrates. And in my very last competition, which was the national show, the last one of 2019 in December, there was the last one by Muscle Contest, but also the very first national show for masters with Muscle Contest in Los Angeles, which was a big deal. And yes, you came to that one. And I wasn't supposed to compete in that one. I was only supposed to compete in their competition the day before, because at the time I was a green card holder and I wasn't allowed to compete in the Masters. So I was like, darn it. However, on Thursday on check-in for my my competition on Friday, which was just a regular NPC show, they changed the rules and they're like, we welcome anyone. You don't have to be a citizen or. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the Masters on Saturday. But leading up to that show, Paul had me eating a lot of carbohydrates. I forgot how was it. Anyways, it was a good amount of carbohydrates on my peak week. Before then, he cut. We cut the carbs, we cut everything. But he did that so that I could actually eat more carbs on my peak week. So I felt satiated and I had energy and my body looked just really good. So I competed and my protein is generally, always 140 and forgot what I think my fat might've been like 45 and carbohydrates at peak week. Cause I know we had carb refeed days too. But I don't know. I might have been like around. I don't want to just throw a number because I honestly don't remember what the carbs were. But I know it was pretty high.
300?
No, gosh, not that high. No. I think it might have been like more like for me. I mean, it's I'm smaller than you, but I think it might have been like 150, 175, maybe even, which is a lot for me.
Oh yeah.
And then I competed on the Friday. And that was good. I think I placed second in that show.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay. And
awesome. It was
and then I got a whole box of donuts in the evening on Friday. Like I knew I was competing on Saturday. I was like, I did not have to eat. Like I get weird sometimes. I think I have 4 donuts on Friday night. Yeah. And because it was last minute, I didn't have makeup and hair scheduled. So Nancy, I love her to pieces. She was able to squeeze me. I slept with my makeup, I slept with my hair. And then she was able to touch up my makeup and my hair in the morning, like a quick 15-minute touch up. And then here I went, 4 donuts, touch up, makeup, hair, like compete Masters. It was a lot of fun. And I actually thought I looked better, like with that carb filling from the night before. I mean, that was my personal opinion. And but I didn't win. So maybe that wasn't a good choice.
You look amazing.
So
yeah.
Thank you. And I think, I did place second on that. I think I'm mixing it up, but I think I placed second in the Masters national. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is amazing. And so great.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm. So that was my last competition, December 2019, and I haven't competed since. And now I'm training for life, and I'm here to cheerlead you on, and you know,
Yeah. I'm so happy to have you
where
here.
see. Yeah, no, it's so exciting, you know, to see your journey, and see the last competition you did, and how you just rocked it, you know, with being one of the hardest competitions in Europe, and the placing you did. And I mean, you looked stunning. In my opinion, you were the winner, but that's, you know, could that be biased? No. I mean, I really thought you looked like the winner in my eyes. So you had the proportions, you had the posing. I mean, you looked so good. So
thank you so much. Yeah, I just think that my back pose, I need to.
And I'm so excited to see your next competition. I just have.
Yeah, it's just a few more days. But I think my back pose, I need to come a little bit closer between my, like, I need to keep my feet a little bit tighter.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some FaceTiming so we can go over and clean it up. And you know, and it helps, like, for everyone that's listening to this, and that's getting into these competitions. Keep practicing over and over again. Have your friends that's done competitions, that have like an idea what posing's supposed to be like, have them look at you. And it's always nice to have someone, just to have a person. It can be a boyfriend, it can be a girlfriend, like, have them watch you, to uh, just what it feels like to be observed by another person. Because it's one thing when you stand there by yourself and you practice, which is great, you should do that also, but then also having a person watching, because it's a whole different feeling when you're doing it in front of a human being versus just doing it on your own. So just grab anyone, you know, whether they know something or not, just have a person there just to get comfortable.
And it's actually kind of more fun, because I mean, sure, you should practice on your own, as you say, as well, but I find it kind of boring sometimes to just stand there by myself and try to, like, pose. It's just more fun to have someone there watch you as well.
Yeah. Yay. I'm so excited. So now your next competition is going to be on, did you say July 17th?
11th. On Sunday.
11th. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because that's right. You're already there.
Yeah.
So you are in what city right now?
Alicante, in Spain.
Alicante. So what does your nutrition look like right now?
Yeah, right now we're actually, so it's peak week, so we're filling me up with carbs again. I was actually down lower this in between show preps than before when it comes to carbs, because we tried to, like, push it a little bit harder with, like, cardio and get my carbs down in order to drop some more body fat during, like, these 4 or 5 weeks. But now we're increasing carbs again. And I have the same coach as Sandra, Paul Revelia, and he is amazing. And it's actually, like, if I compare the preps, this, like, prep has been way easier, because before I also did the tilapia and green beans. I was mainly eating green beans. And it's so much harder. Like, I get to eat so much more carbs right now. And it's amazing. It's so, and I've been really.
Where are your carbs right now?
I don't even want to tell you. It's 200 today.
Can I guess?
Oh,
200. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's guess. What do you think I was at Saturday before? So Olympia was on a Sunday. So what do you think I was at last peak week, the Saturday before, like the day before the show, when it comes to carbs?
Wait, did you say you were higher last time or lower? Higher. Or am I supposed to guess that too?
Yeah, you're supposed to guess, but now I kind of spoiled it as well.
Wait, maybe I'm confused. Last time before your competition, I don't know, 250?
I was actually up at 300 the day before.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even for you, crazy. This is a different prep. And I think, you know, and even with the same coach, like, every prep differs depending on where you are. And it's just like your body always need that constant challenge of new. So that's so interesting to see. Now you were 100, 100 up last time versus this time, where you're 100 down.
No,
your body
actually,
looks different from even seeing your pictures.
Yeah, and I will be up at, like, on Saturday, I will be between 250 and 310.
This Saturday? Okay.
Every day. So today's 200 and it's Wednesday. So we're just like, we're going to go up and up every day.
Yeah. And I think, and from the pictures I've seen on Instagram, you look a lot lower in body fat too. Like you look a lot more cut this time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do feel that way as well.
So he's doing that to kind of fill out your muscles a little bit too. So, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But maybe we should discuss some more when my internet connection is better as well, because I would love to talk a little bit more about everything when it comes to
Yeah. And maybe when you finish a competition and you're back, and we can talk about your competition, how everything went and all the feels and all of that for sure.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Sandra, for sharing all of this. You're amazing.
Back at ya. Thank you so much. I love you. I miss you.
And I miss
go
you
break
too.
a leg. Have an amazing time. You're gonna completely rock the stage. I am confident, and I'm so proud of you of all the hard work you put in. So it's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to see you.